We've been taught intellectually to identify with everything, when God tells us not to identify with anything. But we've been trained to be intellectually smart, learn all you can learn the Bible, go to school to be a Bible preacher, just learn, and all you have is the knowledge of good and evil, and you can't help anybody. That's why God said we have to go dumb. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Now, I see so many questions, and because of time, because I want you to understand this. I really, really do. Let me take this hand first, then. Yes, sir.
Well, what I thought immediately is no longer relevant. Just really quickly passing, Ben, I want to come back to what you said, is what I clearly heard when you read this, immediately the Lord's Prayer came to mind, and the way the Catholics pray is, that do not lead us into temptation.
Right.
That's part, it's totally
He
wrong.
never does that.
But it's totally wrong.
Just imagine that
Completely wrong.
the way to resist temptation is not have any of these desires of your own.
Yes.
And then you don't fall into different types of temptation. We've been taught to have desires, to work for something, to become something. And everybody, even the Christians, are struggling to do that. And God said, when you realize you're nothing, you shall be something. But we've been taught to be that, and that's why the temptations are overtaking us.
And one thing that you said that really struck me is there are no problems.
Right. There are no problems.
But you know what? But we don't live that way.
Only because
when it comes upon us, life does not work that way for us.
Yeah.
Or at least for me.
Right.
I just speak about myself.
It's only because you're connected to the pride of the deceiver, the pride of the devil. And he made you believe that, this is a problem, hold pity for me. As this man said, I have sex before marriage and I'm still feeling guilty about it. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
It's evil because it brings unnecessary suffering. It's not going to make him righteous by holding on to all this stuff. He's not going to become a better person for it. Now, I do want to tell you how to get to being that better person for it, because there is a way to do it. Let me take this young man first. He had his hand? Yes, right.
John.
John.
A little bit off subject, but it totally relates. I just been noticing these flaws that I have and these judgments that I have.
Yes.
That I didn't really know I even had, but I was a pattern in my life. And then when I think about how ingrained they were and and I was so fooled by them. When I think of like other people that I've judged for their faults, it's like to understand that they're in that same situation and to have patience with them. And when if I thought if people had patience with me with mine and then could explain it to me, it would be a whole another, it would just change everything.
That's right.
And so,
Absolutely. And this is really what parents should be doing, fathers and mothers. They should be a living example for us, for children, our children, us as children, so that when we go out into the world, we're not easily deceived. But what parents do, most parents, they set you up by causing you to become angry. They're not of love. The parents are not of love. They're of their father, the devil, too. And so they pass that on to their children by being impatient, by not being honest, by not sharing things with them so they can understand. And so they go out and they start to overreact to things because they're angry in their homes. And there's no love. And God said if you don't have love, it means His love, not this love that you can feel. That love that you can feel is nothing. It's of the ego. It's selfish. It has nothing to do with anything that's good. But a love of truth, you guided by that, And parents don't have it, so they don't explain to their kids. They don't set there. They set you up so the world can come in and destroy you, wipe you out.
And I think when you then suffer the emptiness and the guilt because of that, or the shame, then you automatically, or the world and all, most people go and they identify with those things to give them, whether it's like getting love from their kids, their wife, or doing better in work and money. They think that's going to be the answer. And then they think that the kids should do that too. And
that's right. It's too bad too, because all they're doing is setting their ego up to, as they get older now, they're going to think, well, Dad and Mom gave me all these things. They told me I needed education. They did this, and now that's becoming their God. And when they don't live up to that, they feel like failures, and they have to take pills to survive, and they are depressed and all that because the wrong God has been set up for them. And that's a problem. That is a real problem. You know, I was thinking about, it's too bad. I mean, I don't know if it's too bad. No, it's not too bad. It's interesting that Christ came and everything has been reversed. We have a way out. We don't have to suffer like this kind of suffering. And yet most Christians are suffering. It's like, you know, it's like the Christ came and we are free, but we don't know we are free. We're not being taught how to accept that freedom and live that way on earth. It's just so unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because in not being the light, in not understanding this, you're not like a light of the world. And so people are not coming to say, how do I come to God? What's up with you? You know, people are not coming because the light is not shining. There's nothing that's drawing the people, unto God. And that's why the world is winning. They now can teach your kids that homosexuality is normal, even in the beginning of school now. Just any kind of stuff you want to do, because if you really, really be honest, you don't really know the Christians who are not suffering. Their lives are messed up. And we got to be honest about this so we can get on the right path. Christ has already made it, so all we have to do is relax and accept it. First of all, you got to know that your resentment, your anger, no matter how much you know the Bible, doesn't matter how many times you go to church, how much money you give, your anger is separating you from this other life. And as somebody said earlier, you can think that you have just a little bit of anger left. You're deceiving yourself. Any anger separates you from God because it's not of God. And it causes you to live in a different reality in darkness. God said that in order for us to enter into the kingdom of heaven, we have to forgive first. All you have to do is know that you're an angry person and that you're wrong. If you could just know that without judging yourself, then the rest will start to take place. But the problem is that denial is so quick that a lot of people won't let the pain of knowing that they are angry and wrong to set in. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, they'll deny at first. I work with people, and they're supposed to be like holy people, but whenever I catch them doing wrong, they deny first, and then I say, why are you denying it? You're supposed to be conscious. And then they say, oh, yeah. That's not the way it works. You got to be honest enough with yourself so right then and there you can see that you are wrong before any excuses or denial can creep in. To deny it to admit it after you deny is doing you no good. It's not helping you change at all. You got to see it right then and there because it's a twinkling of an eye that brings on the change. And some people will say, oh, no, I was doing this for that reason. And then I say, well, you were wrong, though. What? Oh, yeah, I was wrong. It's too late. You just put it off for another time. So you got to see that you're angry. You got to admit that you have anger in your heart because you're separated from God with any anger. And you can tell if you have anger because you're overreacting to your environment, your outer environment. You're using excuses. You get mad at somebody else when you see that they are wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that shows that you have anger and separated from God. Then when you pray, you got to just sit still, be quiet, shut up, and know the truth. And believe me, if God can cause me to see this, anybody that wants it can see it. So go to bondinfo.org or call 800-411-BOND. We also provide counseling, too, by phone and in office. Thank you.
For more information or to purchase a copy of this show, visit us on the web at www.bondinfo.org or call 1-800-411-BOND.